How do you have a relationship with someone when you never talk with them? A healthy relationship needs good communication with input from both sides. Today on St. John's Extra, let's talk about prayer. Prayer, at its simplest, is a conversation with God, a way of communicating with our Maker. The importance of an active and healthy prayer life cannot be understated for a follower of Jesus. If I'd told you that my best friend and I hadn't spoken in years, and when we do, they do all the talking and I don't get a chance to respond, then you'd probably question whether that person is really my best friend. You might worry about our relationship and probably think that I've misconstructed the level of connection that we share. Our relationship with God through prayer is similar. If we only pray to God when we need something or when we're in trouble, and when we do all the talking, then we're at risk of missing out on God's input, not listening to his side of the conversation. For our spiritual discipline this week, I want to encourage us to pray, assuming that God will answer. Prayer might be hard for you, especially if you're still exploring faith or if you're new to following Jesus. The important thing, just like all the spiritual disciplines we'll be looking at, is the heart behind your prayers though. Jesus says in Matthew chapter 6 to not pray like hypocrites do, making a big deal of it to impress others, using lots of words. The Message translation of that same passage gives us these instructions. Find a quiet, secluded place so you won't be tempted to role play before God. Just be there as simply and honestly as you can manage. The focus will shift from you to God and you will begin to sense his grace. In my life group, we're working through a series called The Prayer Course, and I can highly recommend it if you're in need of some help praying. The course offers this simple philosophy when it comes to having a healthy prayer life. Keep it simple, keep it real, keep it up. Your prayers don't have to be deep and theological. They don't need to be artistic and poetic. God wants to hear your honest prayers, what's actually going on for you. And he wants to hear from you regularly. Keep on praying in all circumstances. Finally, today, I want to come back to the conversational nature of prayer, because it can be so easy to chat on and on in prayer without leaving space for God. So in your prayer life, remember to take time to sit in silence with God. You might do this in between your spoken prayer or utilizing age-old practices like labyrinth walking or meditation. Making space for God to respond opens your ears and hearts to what he has to say. Now, what that feels and looks like can differ. Some people describe hearing from God as hearing an interrupting thought. Others have heard the audible voice of God. Or maybe it's just a strong feeling washing over you. Whatever the case, make space in your prayers for God. That's it for today's St. John's Extra. I encourage you to start having your daily prayers, to pick up that discipline. And if you would like help in keeping on track with that, let me know. Let me know in the comments or send me an email. I would love to encourage you to take that step forward in this spiritual discipline. Until next week, we'll see you online.